Hi everyone, this is Ciara. I'm the Vice President of Global Business and Markets at Huobi. What I do at Huobi is comprised of this following parts. So first, I manage a listing team, and then I manage global marketing and PR and business development, also the institutional business side of the business. And before joining Huobi, I came from traditional finance industry. I worked with Boston Consulting Group and Deloitte Consulting for financial services consulting, and advised banking and capital markets, and was based in New York. And now I'm based in Beijing. Nice meeting you guys.
Cool. Yeah, pleasure. So tell us about Huobi's support for Bitcoin Cash.
Yeah, so well, our history goes way back. We currently listed 4 different pairs for Bitcoin Cash, and it was back in October 2017. So it was a long time ago. And then starting this year, it all goes with our strategy as well. Huobi launched our derivatives market in 2018, and sooner after we launched, we supported BCH and for futures trading, and also we support perpetual swaps after we launched our perpetual swap product this year. It's around summertime. So BCH has always been a very popular community and our very respected partner in the business, and we would love to provide additional support to the community in terms of more strategic partnership, or we can do some cool marketing campaign together. Yeah, we're really excited to work with you guys more.
Yeah, and I have a question for Ciara, if I may. So in addition to everybody doing their Bitcoin Cash trading on Huobi, what else can the Bitcoin Cash community do to be helpful to Huobi and your mission to make cryptocurrencies more accessible to people around the world? What would you like to see from the Bitcoin Cash community?
I say for any of the cryptocurrency right now, besides trading, we would really love to see more user case scenarios, maybe like more payment scenarios, just for more mass adoption for community, not just within the crypto community, but more within other traditional business. So for example, for our own platform token, HT token, we have been doing a lot of business development for HT token actually in the past year or so. We've been working with a lot of the different like business for booking travel, for booking hotel, for supporting bank accounts and all of the other payment scenarios that we are working on with HT token, and also working on the regulatory parts as well. We've been applying for licenses, and HT token has been approved by the Japanese regulators as a accepted cryptocurrency in Japan. So I think that would really bring more traders in those countries where like those specific cryptocurrency can be supported as a regulated currency. We really want to see Bitcoin Cash going the same kind of direction to really drive more massive adoption.
So maybe one nice little area where we could collaborate more on there. So Bitcoin.com has released a Bitcoin Cash register app that allows any business to accept Bitcoin Cash, and the clerk just keys in the amount of money they want to charge. It displays a QR code, the person pays, but in the settings, there's just the address where the money gets wind up being set. So maybe all of Huobi's customers that have a business that want to accept Bitcoin Cash, they can use this app and set the deposit address for the cash register app to be their deposit address at a Huobi, and then they can convert to whatever local currency or a stable coin or whatever they want with that. But it's a really, really easy process for physical shops to start accepting Bitcoin Cash payments, or even people remotely as well. So
yeah, that's really great. Yeah, that's exactly the thing that I'm talking about. I think that's great. That's what you guys doing are fantastic, and we would love to see in what kind of ways that we can collaborate more on this kind of direction. That's really fantastic to hear.
Yeah, I'd love to connect. I'll connect with you offline and see how we can do some joint marketing on that front as well.
Yeah, sure.
So what about what regions of the world are you guys active in? You know, for example, I do a lot of work on adoption in Latin America. You know, is it possible for people in Latin America to use Huobi?
Yes, so we actually serve customers from 170 different countries. We're kind of Asian already in the industry. We've been operating for almost 7 years. Compared to traditional business, we're still a baby. And but in the blockchain space, we're kind of like really, really old already. So we support we provide trading services to 170 different countries, and in some of the local countries where we put more resources in, we have local operations or we have licenses. So for example, we do have Huobi Korea, and we have Huobi Japan, we have Huobi UK, where we use our Gibraltar license to serve institutional clients, and a lot of Southeast Asia countries. And we are continuing expanding globally for Huobi, and globalization is actually our top strategy going forward in 2020.
Interesting. So are you guys are more focused kind of towards maybe the Wall Street side of things, maybe the more derivatives, trading. What about lending or custody? Do you guys do things like that?
So I guess more on the broader side. When you say we focus on Wall Street side, you mean more serving institutional clients, right? So because when Huobi first started, we were really retail focused, and that's where we serve millions of customers, and that's where we got the best liquidity and best slippage rate and market depths, and that's where we took off and became one of the largest change in the world. But in 2018. And when we began to think that more institutionals are coming into the market, and that's really where after the institutions coming in and old money coming into the cryptocurrency market, that's where we can see real mass adoption. And we decided to start this new business unit, institutional business unit, and we recruit a whole team of traditional finance background talents with tons of years of experience, and they tailor products and services for them. And some data that I would love to share with you is that when we first started in the beginning of 2019, institutional trading volume made up to about 17% of total of Huobi. And as of now, it almost made up to 50% of total trading volume on Huobi. So we're definitely seeing trends of institutions coming into the market. And more data, this year compared to Q4 last year, we've seen more than 88% of trading volume increased on the derivative side, and 128% increase on the spot market side. So it's just a trend, and it is happening right now. And because institutions are more professional traders, there are strategies we're taking, for example, like you said, focusing on the derivatives market, and also provide lending and brokerage products, and also looking for custody. We actually have some news rolling out pretty soon, like in a week or so. So stay tuned for that. I just can't say before the press release come out. And we are launching our options product pretty soon as well. So we're really just catching up on providing full set of derivatives market trading products to institutional traders. And because they're more professional and they care more about regulations and security, we are continuing putting more resources and efforts to apply for more licenses that's available, and always putting the most resource for keeping Huobi as one of the most secure exchange in the world.
So I have one other suggestion for actually how Huobi can make their platform even better and help the Bitcoin Cash community all at the same time. So Tether is one of the most popular, it's the most popular stablecoin. And if you consider it a cryptocurrency, it's one of the most popular cryptocurrencies in the world. Right now, the fees on the Bitcoin network are around $5 a transaction. Ethereum's 50 cents or $1 at the moment. Bitcoin Cash has its SLP token ecosystem. Tether has already launched, so you can use Tether on top of Bitcoin Cash as an SLP token, but the transactions are about a 20th of a penny. So it's one of the fastest and definitely the cheapest way to send and receive Tether. It would be fantastic to see Huobi support SLP Tether withdrawals and deposits on your exchange, and you can help your customers save money and have a better user experience, and plug into this whole wonderful Bitcoin Cash ecosystem that we have going. So I'd love to see that, and other SLP based tokens as well.
Yeah, that's definitely an area that we should looking more into, and we do have our regular procedures, but we'd love to get it started as soon as possible. If if the community, we're here to listen to what the community has to say. Whatever the community has asked for, we are here to help them and meet their needs, and constantly improving our product.
That's the best answer that you could have from any company. The customers, right? Let's build the products the customers want, and fast, cheap, reliable payments, I'm sure, is one of the things customers want, and Tether on SLP helps provide that.
Great.
Very cool. And yeah, maybe some of your customers don't even know that Tether is available on SLP and is a way for them to save on fees, right? Because you use Tether today on any of a variety of exchanges, you could end up paying, a couple dollars or more to move small amounts. Whereas, as Roger said, it's maybe a 1/10 of a cent with SLP.
Yeah. And then actually, Yoshio Levo just reminded us that there's an SLP token panel starting in 6 hours and 45 minutes from now. So if you're interested in this whole SLP ecosystem, you can check that out. Or if you want to make your own token right now, it's so easy. You can do it in like 30 seconds over at mint.bitcoin.com. So if you haven't tried out the bitcoin.com mint, go to mint.bitcoin.com. You can make your own token. Literally, it's 30 seconds. It's so easy. Click, 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 and boom, you have your own token that then works with the more than 12 million bitcoin.com wallets, and soon maybe SLP tokens on Huobi as well. So we'll wait for Ciara to help out with that.
Yeah, it looks like we lost her. There's been very bad connectivity with Asia all during the conference, unfortunately. So, Roger, earlier we had Jin Chao of Binance on, and he was talking about the what he considers is probably going to be a very large and extended impact of coronavirus on economic growth. What are your thoughts on that?
I didn't hear his talk, but completely I agree. And you tell the entire world to stay home and not produce things, and then just send everybody checks. Like, who's going to produce the things that the checks are going to buy? This is an absolute disaster for the entire world's economy. If printing money could just support everybody forever, why does anybody need to work ever? No, you need people out there in the factories, on the farms, in the automobile factories, like doing things to actually produce the goods and the food and the resources that people need. And if nobody's producing them, then they're not going to exist. So this is a kind of an example. I feel like the whole world is, to use an old-fashioned analogy there, the entire world is busy eating their seed corn, and they're not going to have any additional corn to plant for next year's harvest. And it's an absolute disaster for the entire world, and it needs to come to an end. And for those that are concerned about the coronavirus, which is a real problem, it's a real disease, real people are dying from it. But if you're really concerned about it, you can decide what the appropriate measures for you to take are, what sort of masks you want to wear if you want to self-isolate. But shutting down the entire world's economy is going to cause, I think it's already caused a far bigger problem than the actual coronavirus itself. So this needs to come to an end right away. People need to be able to get back to work and get back to their lives, and the world's economy needs to keep going, or you're going to have a whole lot more people and a whole lot more hurt than that would be caused by the coronavirus itself. So if anything, this just seems like government's dream come true. Now we get to control everybody about everything and boss everybody around because there's an illness that might make people sick and die. Well, there's been illnesses that might make people sick and die for thousands of years. That's part of the human condition, and you're never ever going to be able to stop it just by having people self-isolate. I look at AIDS, right? AIDS is much harder to infect people with, yet people are still getting infected with that all over the world, and that's been around for decades and decades. And they've been preaching about safe sex, this and that. They didn't stop AIDS, and AIDS only spreads with sex. How the heck are they going to stop coronavirus when you just you sneeze on somebody and they're going to get it? You're not going to get AIDS from sneezing on somebody. So I think the whole thing is just like a big giant excuse for government to grab more control over people all over the world. And I'd like to see people stand up and say, hey, enough is enough. I'm going to run my life. You can run your life. If you want to self-isolate, go for it, but don't force me to do the same. I need to, feed my friends and family and support my loved ones. And the only way to do that is through working.
100%. Ciara, did you have any thoughts on how coronavirus might be impacting the economic outlook or the cryptocurrency industry over the next 6 to 9 months?
Well, yeah, it's a very hard topic. Actually, we've been talking about this for almost a year now. It definitely lasts longer than I expected. I remember I was back in Davos in beginning of January when it first started, and then we started Huobi charity, and we kind of travel around the world to purchase like medical supply for Chinese doctors, and hospitals, and then later on it became a worldwide situation, and then we have to backwards and help with all the doctors and hospitals around the world. It was just really sad, and we can definitely see how the economics is getting impacted. In cryptocurrency, definitely it was the big crash on March 12th, and it's kind of really correlated with when we say that Bitcoin is kind of have really low correlation with S&P 500 and with gold and with everything else, but it seems that during this massive economic downturn, it does have some type of correlation with those traditional assets, and I think the impact is going to last longer than we all expected, and maybe it's going to be even worse by the end of the year, but I don't know. I really wish that things will be going better. But speaking of the COVID-19 situation, once the weather is getting colder, it's just people's gonna having regularly they'll have cold, and I think it's gonna be a even more serious situation. People will be more panicked. It just, I really hope all the governments around the world and all the community and everybody will just really take care of themselves and take this seriously and put in the right resources and attention to this matter.
Okay, we have a question from the chat for Ciara. How is the regulatory environment in China? What is your outlook for the next couple of years?
Well, okay, so on China, in September 4th, 2017, that's where the government says, it's not okay to operate exchanges or cryptocurrency related business in China. And that's where, Huobi shut down and went all overseas, and started to serving more international clients. And then we started Huobi China entity, focusing on only blockchain related business. It's kind of funny to Western market and community that in China, blockchain and cryptocurrency is definitely two different concepts, and we do blockchain education and blockchain research and data analysis and all that under Huobi China entity, and it's actually going really well because last year in October, that's where the president endorsed the blockchain industry, and that's the first time ever any Chinese president endorsed any industry, and that really drive the market to be just so excited about blockchain, and later on when we can see attention from traditional markets where Facebook has become more serious about Libra, and they're putting more resources into Libra, and then the Chinese government is rolling out DSAP. I think I can see that blockchain industry is going through a really good time of development in China, and we're really hoping to see that more clear regulations and more openness will come for cryptocurrency industry in China as well.
Cool. I always find it funny when governments are like, yeah, blockchain, yeah, we like that, but Bitcoin, no, we don't like that. Kind of like, having the cake and eating it too. So we have a question from Zoom. Businesses are afraid of the volatility associated with cryptocurrencies. Would it be possible for exchanges such as Huobi to provide a service where users can have an address where every incoming transaction is immediately converted into the user's fiat currency of choice. I think this is very similar to what Roger was suggesting earlier.
Yes. So fiat gateway, that's definitely our very important strategy in this year and going forward. We've been working on it really hard, and we do have a new product in Turkey supporting Turkey local currency, lira, and we're working on more local currencies, and for example, like Japan, where we are FSA licensed, and also working on other major cryptocurrency and local fiat currency conversion, where we think that solving this fiat gateway need and this problem is definitely the key for bringing more adoption for cryptocurrency. And we've been hearing this feedback from our community a lot, and we're definitely working on this, putting in a lot of efforts and resources on this.
Yeah, I think the question was a little bit different than that. So I think the question there was, would it be possible? And of course it would be possible, but I think it's probably more of a request, but people would potentially like to have a deposit address at Huobi, and any cryptocurrency that's sent to that deposit address is then automatically sold into whatever fiat currency they specify, so that they don't have to go and log in and do it manually. Maybe we lost Ciara again.
I think we did, yeah, unfortunately.
Okay, well, anyhow, all the other exchanges out there, if you're listening, I think that there's people would like that, and then they can link the Bitcoin Cash register right up to that deposit address at your exchange, and it'll instantly convert into whatever fiat currency, and then they don't have to deal with the volatility.
That would definitely be a big deal for merchant adoption, because merchants just don't want to have to deal with it. If they
They don't want to be currency traders at the same time as running their business. So.
Yeah, it's like a credit. They want the experience of like a credit card where they swipe the card and then the money just appears in their account.
Yeah.
So okay, so Ciara, I'm not sure if you're hearing this. I see you're reconnecting, but in just a few minutes we have left, I believe you wanted to let us know about a challenge that Huobi is launching.
Okay, so about our challenge is a challenge called Huobi Slipperage rate. It's a very, very important concept, and we believe that the whole cryptocurrency community should really know. So we encourage you to challenge Huobi if it has the best or lowest slipperage in the market. So slipperage refers to the difference between the expected price of the trade and the price at which the trade is executed. So it means that you look at the price on the exchange and then you're putting into the offer, but when the offer is executed, it can be different than what you see because of the slipperage. So the lower the slipperage rate is, the more cost-effective the trading can be. So we really encourage the BCH community by trading at Huobi and compare the slipperage of BCH trading at Huobi with all of the other platforms where you're using in the market. And you can post your result at Huobi Trader account and leave your UID, and we'll randomly choose the lucky users and reward them with high-value BCH mainstream crypto assets reward.
Outstanding. Sounds like fun.
Yeah, if you haven't made a Huobi account already, go and try it. Check it out. I've made an account there. I'm not sure how much trading I've done there recently, but mainly I'm using it in commerce. I'm not so much trading in and out of different currencies. But I hear now that they have a futures options market there. That's definitely something worth taking a look into, and I'll take a look. And is Bitcoin Cash supported for your futures options there, Ciara?
Yeah, it's supported on our futures and also our perpetual swaps. Yes.
Fantastic. I'll take a look at that.
Yeah, great. Thank you so much, guys.